According to Google, self-motivation is a force that keeps us pushing on. It's our internal drive to achieve, produce, and keep moving forward. When you think you're ready to quit something, or just don't know where to start, our self-motivation is what gets us started. But for me personally, if it wasn't for Jim Rhon and definitely Les Brown, I definitely wouldn't have the self-confidence nor the self-motivation that I do have now in order to achieve the goals that I have set out for myself. And I want to teach you the same thing. Alright, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to live by this. If you don't live by it, study it. Alright, if you don't want to live by it, study it. Here's number one, right? When gaining more self-motivation and self-confidence, here's what you need. Only real reason why you're not self-confident or you don't have the self-motivation is because you don't know where to start, you don't know where it's going to end, you don't know how it's going to go, so you're fearful. That fear makes you just sit right there because this, where you're sitting at, is where you're comfortable at. But in order to achieve the things that you want to achieve, the stuff that you wrote down in the beginning of the year, you have to step out your comfort zone. So in order for you to do that, here's what Les Brown and Jim Rhon taught me. When going after scary goals, you have to define your objective. Alright? Define your objective. AKA that means, what do you want out of life? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to keep on doing what you're doing? Listen, if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't, then change it. So figure out what you want out of life. And don't be afraid to think. Think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? That's where fear is. But I'm rambling now. Alright? But I said all that to say this. Once you really figure out what you want, the universe or whoever you pray to is going to be like, alright, let's help that person out. Let's not make it easy for them. But if they make it through, paradise is going to be right there. Alright? So once you define what you want out of life, now you want to declare your intentions publicly. Oh shoot, too. Of course I scribbled at the end, but whatever. Declare your intentions publicly. Meaning what that says is, mean what you say and say what you mean. Remember in last video, I was talking about building a culture and having a vision for yourself and how you want to see the world and how you have to live by your words. And you got to die by your words too, for real, for real. Don't be scared of that. So this is the same thing here. Mean what you say and say what you mean, all right? So after you define what you want out of life, after you start living by the words that you speak, you got to start taking small steps, all right? So that's number 3. Alright, because we know, especially in the beginning, when you're either just trying to work out, trying to lose weight, if you're starting a new business, if you're starting a new family, if you're starting a new job, nobody just jumps right in. You know, you can, and most likely you will, but if there's little steps that'll lead to the bigger steps, take the little steps first. That way you learn, you'll fail, you keep going, you succeed, repeat. Learn, fail, succeed, repeat. Alright? You take small steps. Alright. And once you become consistent with it, then you're going to be good to go. Alright. Now, let's go to part 2 of this thing. Because now we're going to be talking about goals. I know we talked about a little bit here and define your objectives, but that's the way you want to see life. Now I want to teach you how to set some goals. So, let's just erase this. Okay, great. Now I want you to think about your goal. Oh no, this would be number 4. Alright, think about your goals almost to a point of obsession. Because, listen, Earl Nightingale said the same thing. Les Brown says the same thing. Jim Rhon says the same thing. Tony Robbins says the same thing. Warren, whoever. All the big people are saying the same thing. What you focus on will happen. So, if you focus in on your goals every day, it's going to happen. You're going to run right into it. If you focus on drinking every day, you're going to run right into it. Focus on smoking, having sex, I can go all day. But if you focus on it, and really focus on it, almost like an obsession, like I can't get it out of my mind, yes, you're gonna run right into it. All right. So think about your goals. Obsess. I'm sorry, I meant to say obsess over your goals. All right. And number 5 is to, excuse me, this is probably the most important one. If you haven't paid attention before, I need you to pay attention now. All right. Number 5. Cut out those negative thoughts. Golly. If I could tell you how many thoughts I used to have before I became self-aware of myself, excuse me, and what I can do for people. The negative thoughts were just piling on. When I failed college, oh my God, I'm a loser. When I didn't walk across the stage or during high school, I had to go to summer school. I felt like a loser. But that didn't define my story because I didn't give up then. We finished. We graduated high school. College is something totally different, but that's another story for another day. But the fact that negative thoughts will just keep on compiling and compiling, only if you don't think about your goals. Because we know, if you ever just sit down and just have some time to yourself and just think, you'll realize that one thought will just lead to another, and it'll just keep on stringing along the same thoughts, and you can end up having a great conversation by yourself. But anyway, if you think negative, you're just going to keep on thinking negative. How this person did you wrong, how you should have did this, how you should have did that. But on the flip side of that, if you're thinking positive things are going to happen too. So like, if you're grateful for waking up in the morning, if you're grateful for walking 2 miles when you usually do a mile, if you're grateful for benching 350 when you used to do 275, so you got to be grateful for the things and cut out those negative thoughts. You cut out those negative thoughts, you're going to be all right, for real. Negative thoughts like being a failure, being humiliated. I think that's really the big two. Failing and being humiliated. Being humiliated, it don't last long. But it's going to happen to everybody, So I don't want you to be negative. Have fun in your life. Be motivated. Set goals. Where's my wallet? Let me show y'all. I can't show y'all, but I have 2 things that I read every morning, almost like an affirmation and all my goals. I read these 2 every morning and every night, and this is what helped me stay focused. And this is how, I'm becoming more confident in myself, confident in what I do for people, and how I can help people like yourselves, because I know what I can do. I took a lot of failing, took a lot of succeeding too, but once you realize what you could do in this life and what you can bring to the table, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna start to feel like damn, like I'm really good, But it shouldn't take you all that time to figure it out. You got to start noticing the little things in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because the little things are going to add up to the big things. What started for me? I think when my third client, the first 2, I want to say I got lucky, but the third one, I was like, all right, I know what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? I just put a campaign together in my head, and they were just like, whoa. I was spitballing it, but they was just like, whoa, like, where did that come from? And of course, we got them 75 leads within 24 hours. So that's how I knew that I was on to something then. And then it just blew up from there. But you got to start with the small. See what you're good at, starting small. And then it's going to escalate the more you focus in and niche in on the thing that you like to do. I'm going to start rambling now. I'll see y'all later.